Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Will from Flow Candy and Vibrance Work. Today, we are going to break down Athletic Brewing Company. So, I have a lot of stuff to get through. I'm going to get through. We did a full audit, looked at all the tools they're using, went through all of their traffic and their funnel. I have a full funnel breakdown too. We even bought the product, so we went through the whole entire journey and recorded that. And we're going to break down this business. And if you're not aware of it, it's just athleticbrewing.com. And before I jump into it, I just want to jump into some stats on why I think this brand matters and why it's important to look at them. So these guys are just executing at like such a high level, in my opinion. And I wanted to just share some stats I have. So um, this non-alcoholic. So Athletic Brewing is a non-alcoholic beer brewing company. And if you don't know, they they started out that way intentionally. So a lot of brands like Heineken or Stella or Budweiser or some of these companies, Samuel Adams, for example, they started out as an alcoholic beer company, and they also sell non-alcoholic beverages. Athletic Greens is purely non-alcoholic, and they are the number one non-alcoholic brewing company in this segment. And this is like a 1.8 billion-dollar segment apparently. Um, and the this trend is like really skyrocketing. I think in 2023 there was like 32% growth in this category. So there's a lot of sort of trend lines behind here. I mean, like if you've covered some of the stuff we've done, we've looked at Liquid Death, for example. They're kind of in this trend as well. But a lot of people are moving away from alcohol. There's a lot of research coming out. There's a lot of influencers, like people like Peter Attia, Dr. Peter Attia, um, Dr. Andrew Huberman, stuff like that. So these influencers are really advocating for not drinking alcohol, and so these guys are really capitalizing on this trend. And like the numbers speak for themselves. So apparently, Athletic Greens is worth over $500 million. That's their latest valuation. They did $90 million in revenue in 2023, and apparently, I haven't been able to get a firm grasp on this, but no matter what it is, this range is crazy. They represent up to 19 to 61%. I would listen to a podcast with their founder. They own 61% of the domestic non-alcoholic beer market. So literally a majority, if you're drinking non-alcoholic beer, there's a 50% chance you're drinking athletic brewing. And on top of that, they are the number one selling beer of any type of beer, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, in Whole Foods. So I think that's why this brand really matters. It's not just that they're big and they're driving a lot of revenue, but it's the absolute domination of the category that is really really impressive. And the more I dived into it, I think the more I realized just how like tactically um, good this brand is at execution. So let's dive into it right now. I'll go through the audit and then we'll go through their actual funnel breakdown here. Um, but yeah, I mean, so traffic wise, so they're not the biggest traffic um, brand that I've looked at. 300,000 views a month. A lot of their traffic, a lot of their sales is coming from their brick and mortar business, which I'll dive into. But they're also doing a lot of stuff on the D2C side in their home site. But yeah, about 300,000 visitors a month are coming. Most of the traffic is coming from the U.S. It's a mix of organic and paid traffic, um, but a lot is coming in organic. This is something interesting. Actually, the number one page that people land on for this is not the homepage. It's not a product page, but it's actually the where to find us. So they are really driving a lot of traffic to their retailers, and their retailers, like I said, they have just an incredible amount of brick and mortar distribution. Whole Foods, Target, they're distributed nationwide in liquor stores. They're distributed in different restaurants and stuff. So these guys, Trader Joe's, so they've really, really mastered um, brick and mortar distribution as well. But it's interesting that 67% of their traffic is going to that page. It's actually not even their anything related to their D2C site, but we'll dive into it. They do such a good job on that channel as well. Um, Again, another top page is the actual collection page that people are coming to. So like something like this, collections beer. So this is accounting for 12% of their traffic. And yeah, top organic keywords and top paid keywords are mostly just their branded name. So Athletic Brewing, Athletic Brew, Athletic Brewing Company, Athletic Beer. They have a ton of backlinks. They are doing some paid media, and I've linked to that, their Facebook ads, um, right here, and you can go through it. It is tricky because there are some states that they can't sell in. For example, I live in Georgia, and I was unable to purchase this online, but I'm able to go down to my local Whole Foods and Target and buy this. But yeah, I mean, they're again just really high quality ads, doing a lot of social proof, UGC type stuff. Um, they also have quizzes that they're running people to, so it's pretty impressive their traffic. If you look at like, we'll just like break it down right now because I linked to it all in the funnel breakdown, so you can see that. Yeah, about this is the past 3 months of traffic, so about a little over 300,000 visitors a month. Top countries US. This is their branded search, or their paid search. These are their referrals. This is their organic search, and you can see the traffic overview. A lot of direct traffic, a lot of organic traffic is coming in here. So it's not just paid. It's coming. Actually, majority is coming in organically, or maybe it's paid in some other form of advertising, but it's being attributed as organic. Um, Socially, they are driving most of their traffic through YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So yeah, that's a little bit about the traffic that's coming in. And we can look at. I'm going to look at like their YouTube channel here. This is probably their top channel. And yeah, they have a consistent cadence of videos. Um, they're partnering with some celebrities, and yeah, I mean they're really able to go broad with this brand because it's a lot about yeah, it's athletic brewing, so there's a lot of racing and um, hiking and bicycling, or even just sports. So they're able to sort of link the brand to to sports, which has been really cool. As you can see, like they can link it to lacrosse, they can link it to surfing, they can bridge it into JJ Watt, an ex NFL player, but then they can get into like ultra, more adventure sports and stuff like that. So they're really able to bridge the brand into of all types of sports. CrossFit here. Um, Moving into just the bottom of funnel here. Yeah, it's a single opt-in. I'm going to go through their welcome flow and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, they do a little bit of upselling in the cart. Um, they do have an SMS opt-in in the checkout, but there wasn't one sort of pre-purchase. They also, what was interesting is, I've seen a lot of brands move away from one-click upsells, but they also didn't have an abandoned checkout flow, which was interesting. And maybe like it didn't trigger for me, but I tried a couple times and never got an actual abandoned checkout email. No bounce back, but we'll see what they do post purchase. They are doing a lot of they do some NPS surveying. Their shipping notification emails are styled. I will go through their newsletters, their post purchase flow, and they are sending a fair amount of newsletters. In terms of tools that they're using, I have that they're using Shopify for e-commerce. So that's sort of the tech stack that they're using here to manage this. It's a Shopify store. They're using Klaviyo for email and I think SMS marketing, although I opted in for SMS, but I never got in SMS. They are using some other stuff, like they're using Black Crow AI, which is sort of like like a retention.com. So I think they are using some of this sort of anonymous shopping software. I'm not sure how much of a driver of growth is, but we are seeing a lot of brands use these types of tools now, um, where you can basically turn anonymous shoppers into buyers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I have noticed that they were using this. They have a really good ambassador program. I'm going to talk about the community they built. I think they're using a tool called Brand Champ. Um, they're also using segment.io to do some segmentation. They're using Little Data. Little Data is a great little company. So it seems like they're really probably, my hunch is they're really on top of their numbers on their D2C side. If they're using a lot of these tools like Segment, Little Data, I don't see like a lot of the big $100 million brands using this. I see more of like the scrappy, under $100 million brands using it. So it's cool to see. And this comes back to my point originally that I think this brand is just really tactically strong at marketing. Um, they're using Yotpo for their reviews, and I think they're using Rise AI for gift cards and stuff like that. So that's a little bit about the tools and the tech stack they're using. Let's jump into the funnel here. So I went through the traffic. I think that really big picture, they've got three kind of main channels. I don't have any hardcore numbers on it, but my hunch is that the biggest channel of revenue is their brick and mortar business. They have just like really, really good, deep distribution nationwide here in the U.S. My hunch on that is just because, beer in general, beverages in general, like there is, if you're in that sort of fast moving consumer goods space, there is a good opportunity. Really, I think at scale, like a lot of the revenue does come from brick and mortar distribution. Um, and also, like when you look at their top performing page, again, 67% of their traffic comes to this page. So they're clearly coming in here, and I'm just going to do my zip code here. They're coming in here, and you can see like this is just within like a very small snapshot. They have like really good distribution, Whole Foods, local high quality restaurants. They're getting distribution in liquor and wine and spirit stores. They're getting distribution in like big retail, big like grocery stores like Publix or a Kroger or a HEB or something like that. And you can zoom out. It's just really incredible distribution. And like I said, I mean, like they are so a lot of these restaurants are high quality restaurants, but then they have the wine and sort of beer distribution. Then they have the big box retailers, the big box grocery stores. So yeah, just incredible distribution here. And yeah, I mean, like I said, in Whole Foods, they are the number one selling beer in non-alcoholic and alcoholic. They're the number one selling beer in Whole Foods. So, and if you go into a Whole Foods, you will see this. Every time I go to my local Whole Foods, again, they're right there front and center. They have, they're literally like when I walk into my local Whole Foods, there's like it's kind of tucked in the back, like the beer refrigerator. The very first row or column is like a couple different rows of Athletic Brewing Company. So I think this, if I had to guess, this is where a majority of their revenue probably comes. They also have a pretty strong Amazon business. I'm not sure if they are managing this though. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I've seen this before. Like sometimes brands will outsource this, but if I just type in Athletic Brewing IPA or something like that, and I come here and I land on it, it looks like it's being managed from Sherry's Wine and Spirits or some other like it feels like to me maybe one of their retail partners, their brick and mortar partners, has the buy box on this, but I'm not like totally sure what's going on. I also tried to buy this because I'm in Georgia. I couldn't buy it from their D2C store, but I think I could buy it on Amazon. So that was interesting. And it's interesting that they are non-alcoholic, but they have to sort of comply to alcoholic regulations. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a sizable portion of their revenue too. Um, and it's a pretty dialed in listing here. But I think that right now somebody else actually owns the buy box or is managing the buy box. But yeah, let's move into their D2C store because I think this is where you see just it's the distribution and how, like, I don't know if I've seen a brand out that has such good distribution. They might even have better distribution than Liquid Death. Um, I don't know the numbers on it, but yeah, like such high quality distribution. But also when you look at their D2C store, you can see just the level of proficiency when it comes to just execution and tactics. Um, so like I said, a lot of the traffic is coming in to the where to find us into the collections, but then they also have their homepage, obviously. Um, and if I just pull up their, let me do it in private browsing. If I just pull it up here, so again, they're coming into this find a store page. They're coming into this collections beer page. This is where most of the traffic comes in. They also have the home page. It's interesting that their pop up, their pre-purchase pop up is this, and it just goes to a generic discount code. So they're not doing a lot of crazy stuff here. They're not even doing a full pop up. This kind of stays uh, present the whole time. So if I were to go to beer, it's just like this sort of like tab 10% off. And I'm not sure if this is. My hunch is if it's Klaviyo, it's they have it set up so that it's going to, like, if you've already opted into this, you don't get it. But it's kind of an interesting, and they also have it as this hero bar up here too, so you can come and you can land on this. And both of these are sort of email opt-ins. It's the same email opt-in. I think it goes to the same flow that leads to a pre-purchase flow. And again, I've outlined it down here so you can see it. And they're just asking for the email, no SMS, no um, no actual first name, last name, or anything like that. And this is the email itself that you get. Pretty high quality email. Um, it's promotional, so they're letting you do the welcome code. They're giving you that welcome code. Also, they give away the welcome code on the actual thank you page of the form. Then they sort of go down and get into their mission, which you can see here. They're trying to raise money for local trails and stuff like that. And then, they also do like a SMS opt-in and stuff like that. So pretty, it's really well styled sort of welcome email, welcome flow. And again, this is triggering on a lot of their pages. I think it was triggering even on the product page. I think once I got to the cart, they're using a slide out cart. This disappeared. So, and it's interesting because they just have this just sort of sitting here as something you can, click on throughout the whole, your whole sort of journey. Moving into the actual, some other really cool things that they're doing on their D2C store. I want to do this before I move into like deeper into the funnel. So one thing they do that's cool is the beer quiz. So we've seen a lot of companies use quizzes, especially if you're in skincare or hair care. I see it. I'll see some stores, like literally their whole business runs through their quiz, but it's interesting that they're doing that. And I went ahead and took a screenshot of every single. It's a pretty simple quiz here. What type of brews are you in the mood for? What taste do you enjoy the most? What kind of brews do you like? And how do you prefer to enjoy your brews? And then you get some results here. And then they even give you they give you that welcome code, and then you get 15% off if you get on a subscription right away. So pretty high quality little funnel here. And again, this could work. I mean, they're not alcoholic, but you could do the same thing as like an alcoholic brand here. There's nothing really in A here. Um, so yeah, they're doing that, which I thought is cool to see. Again, very tactically strong. Um, an, Another two cool other things that they're doing through their D2C store. So one is they have this iOS app that I think is really really cool, and um, that just shows like they understand their market more, and I think they have such a more of a competitive advantage than the competition because you think about it. Like I said, they are just dominating this category. Um, Again, 61%, apparently up to 61% of the non-alcoholic beer market is is through them. 61% of the sales. So and again, like you can't like if you're Heineken, if you're Budweiser, if you're Coors Light, or even if you're like a microbrewery, like you can't really do this. This is sort of against your brand. You know, you can't have like, okay, we're selling all these alcoholic beers, and then we have this app that tracks like how many like the dry streak you're on. And so I think that this really um, sets them at a competitive advantage because they're not only leaning into people who just are more athletes and don't want to drink alcohol after an activity, but they're also leaning into some of these people who are like, hey, like I am trying to get sober, and but I still want to drink beer. I can speak for myself on this because I rarely ever drink anymore, and yeah, I mean it's really nice though because I do enjoy a beer sometimes. I do enjoy an IPA or something like that, and I can sort of get that through or scratch that itch through something like a non-alcoholic beer, and it's just really cool. I think this is different. This is something that only that really only they can do because they are non-alcoholic first. Another thing that they're doing well is, I hear a lot of people talk about community, but I don't really know what that necessarily means sometimes. But I mean, I think tactically, Athletic Brewing Company does a really good job of building community. So you can see they have events that you can go to. Uh, that they're sort of sponsoring, whether it's like races or marathons or stuff like that. And so they're like all over the place. Like every single day, they're almost having an event that you can go to that they'll be at, where they're sort of building community. They also have ambassadors. I guess these are athletes and stuff like that that are that are sponsored. I don't know like details about their sponsorships, but I mean, I know that this is a big strategy for some other athletic brands like Lululemon, for example. I know that they all of their stores they have ambassadors, like local ambassadors, to sort of build community. So that's one thing they're doing. They have their own podcast. Um, that again is leaning heavily into sort of athletics, sports, stuff like that. They have recipes too, which I think is cool. That you can leverage this because you can take the athletic brewing and make different type of mocktails and stuff like that. Um, so you can even cook with it. So really doing that, and they're using it also to sort of to as a recruitment program as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, really good job community building. I think that again, this is sort of a topic that I see a lot of people talking about, but this is probably one of the best examples I've seen of actually going out there and like tactically building a community. And here's some examples of what like a really good company is doing to build community. Um, so yeah, I think that that's like really cool to see what they're doing. But as you move like deeper into the funnel, again, it's just very high quality implementation. And we'll just go to one of their product pages. So really high quality product pages here. Um, they sort of talk about like what are the aroma, the notes. They also give you nutritional info. Again, that's something that not every beer company is going to do. Uh, they're doing like actually dynamic UGC of that actual product. Um, so like other people using this exact, was it the raspberry sour? Again, they're doing the reviews. They're using Yotpo for this, and they even do some cross selling here. Um, as you add to the cart, um, you can, they will do some sort of cross selling here. They will do this sort of your X dollars away from free shipping to increase the average order value. And they even do some subscriptions. Their subscriptions is a little different because normally you do subscriptions on the actual product page themselves. So I'm not sure um, what why they're doing it like this, but yeah, they call it like the join the athletic club, and it's more like you can sort of build your own subscription box. And again, you get 15% off, and apparently they have over 15,000 subscribers into it. They're also doing this thing where you can just replicate um, sort of a well-known celebrities subscription box. So if you want David Chang, who founded Momofuku, or JJ Watt, the former defensive end in the NFL, you can just do that. So yeah, it's a different way of doing it. You can also give it as a gift, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I really like their subscription, how they do this. I think it's interesting. It's cool that they've isolated on its own page. I would love to know the stats here because, again, most of the time I see a lot of brands, they manage the subscription page through the actual product detail page. And, I'm just wondering how much more people actually go to this subscribe page. And it's like they're coming in on that journey to begin with. So it's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, that's how they're doing their subscriptions. But yeah, I mean, as you move into the checkout here, nothing really crazy. They do have to do this verify ID with me. I had to do that. I think if you're selling alcohol, you have to do that. But I think it was, I forget if it was, I think it was maybe a one-page checkout with this. And again, a little bit of cross-selling going on in the checkout. And then post-purchase, as we move into that, they are doing these surveys. I see a lot of brands doing this, especially a lot of brands that have a large brick and mortar distribution that are probably spending media blended across digital or different digital platforms, or just like other non-traditional media, and they have a hard time tracking attribution. So this is one of the ways they do it. Liquid Death does the same thing. For example, if we're doing TV commercials or we have such a large brick and mortar presence, where we could, one of our digital campaigns or some sort of digital advertising that we did could actually have drove customers to a retail store. But we will never know. We won't ever get that like deep attribution that we would from like if we were to drive them to our D2C store where we could exactly see where they came from. So this is this is what a lot of these brands will do. They'll try to survey you post purchase to figure out a little bit more information about where you came from, so that their marketing team can be, okay, well, we know that this customer, he didn't come from a Facebook ad. We don't even know where he came from. He just came direct or organically, per like the digital attribution. Because remember, I went back and showed you that a lot of their traffic is coming in, or is at least being attributed through organic traffic or direct traffic. But like the reality is like that could be paid traffic, because they might have bought it from at the store, or they might have heard about it from like a podcast or something like that. So you'll see a lot of brands do this. They're also going straight in for the give 15, get 15. So they are doing like a referral program right away. Again, I see a lot of brands doing this too, leaning into this. right away in post purchase, like right on the thank you page. But this also comes back to, again, they will do this on the homepage as well. So it would literally just come back to, I think it's down here. Where was it? Is it free brews? Yeah. Um, so it would sort of go back to this. It's probably the same form, and it's a refer a friend. I'm not sure what tool they were using to do this. Let me see if I can figure it out right now. Yeah, I couldn't really figure it out yet. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, not sure. Let's see. Shared it to my personal. You've been invited. So that's a little bit about what they're doing there. I guess it puts the you're not eligible. Okay, it's probably because I've already shopped, but this is sort of what they're doing there. Um, and yeah, I was hoping I could figure out the tool that they're using through the um, through their domain name, but it looks like I can't. Yeah, so that's a little bit about that sort of refer a friend program they have. But moving into post purchase, so again, really high quality shipping notification emails. You've seen they've taken the time to really implement this. A lot of times, even big brands like Skims, for example, will just use the default Shopify notification emails. They might restyle or change the colors or put their logo in, but for the most part, it's the same. Here, they've gone ahead and they've like customized all of um, their their sort of order notification, shipping notification. As you can see, it's very light. It's just like, hey, here's what you ordered, and trying to get you to join the community, downloading the app. This is their delivery notification email. Or no, this is the tracking notification email, excuse me. So you can track your order. And then they're going for the refer a friend. And then I forget where, I don't know if I have the delivery notification email. Let me see if I can pull that up. One sec. I don't know. It's hard to find. But also, like post purchase, what they're doing too is they do a lot of letter style emails from their founder, which I think is cool. I'm a big fan of this type of stuff. Um, so they'll do a watch our story. There's two founders. Um, So they'll also do one from John. And I didn't get too much into the background of these guys. John was a former like brewmaster, and then Bill was, I think, a former investment banker, hedge fund guy. Um, so yeah, they do sort of co-founder emails, and then yeah, moving into their newsletters. It's unfortunate because I couldn't really find. They also do like a review request. And again, this is coming from Yotpo. This is, I think, I don't know if it's like embedded in Klaviyo, but I think they're just sending this directly from Yotpo to do this. So this allows you to leave the review right in the email. That's one of the cool benefits of these review apps. But their newsletters are, again, it was unfortunate I couldn't find it through Mild.com. I normally go to Mild and just link to that. So I had to just sort of I guess they're not an affiliate on that site, or Mild is not tracking it. But yeah, I can go through a lot of their newsletters here. They are sending newsletters all the time, and like some of them are like, this is clearly like a giveaway sort of email that they're doing. This is a social proof email. And I'm not, again, I think this is just a general newsletter that they sent out. This is I don't know, like if I did do this might be the abandoned checkout email or a browse abandonment email, where it was like a letter from the founder, which is interesting. Thanks for checking us out. So I thought that was cool. Um, this is clearly a promotional email here. Again, kind of coming back to the celebrities that they're using. I think this might be part of their pre-purchase flow, actually. But I did get this on the email that I ordered, so they might run all their orders through. If you order, they might run everybody through that welcome flow as well. I see some brands do that. Again, that was that social proof email. Yeah, this looks like it's a brewing a abandoned checkout here. And then this is, again, they're doing the NPS surveys here. They're using Delighted for that. So again, like really tactically strong here with their email marketing. And yeah, I wish I could pull it up on Mill to segment out like what is an automated email, what is a newsletter. Let me see if I can see Athletic Brew. Okay. So as you can see, here's some more of their newsletters. So this is clearly a newsletter because as I'm filming this in June, it's Father's Day is coming up. This is a product launch email or some sort of product relaunch email they're coming out with. So that's clearly a newsletter. And again, really good, simple sort of emails. Also balanced emails. Like I see a lot of D2C brands, they will just stuff everything in image, but these guys are using text blocks. And this is really key to being able to ensure you don't land in the spam. So they will do this this social proof email, but again, it'll be an image, but then there'll be actual real HTML text here. It's not just a screenshot of of like something designed in Photoshop. Again, image and then real text here for the social proof stuff. So it's great to see that. Really good design and really well balanced email. Again, I see a lot of brands don't do this well. But yeah, that's a little bit about their newsletter and their just sort of the emails that they're sending. I didn't get any text messages. I opted into text message, but I didn't really get any. So I'm not sure if there's some compliance issues there, maybe because I'm in Georgia. But yeah, I would imagine they are doing that because they are collecting that in the checkout, but I didn't personally see any. But yeah, this wraps up the Athletic Greens or the Athletic Brewing brand funnel breakdown. Yeah, so thanks again for watching. I hope this helps your brand grow, or if you're an agency that's looking to help other brands grow, I hope this can help you get some insight as well. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at will@flowcandy.com. I'm also pretty active on LinkedIn too, so you can connect with me there. Just Will Evans, LinkedIn, and I'm right there. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next brand breakdown.